fired in that exchange.
Just chilling out until the slam comes through. Jester, you didn't catch him though. Not gonna work for him. He gets picked, but we lose Corey to Doshin. Doshin, though, not a guy, you can't sleep on him. On Zenyatta, you know, Jonak obviously gets a lot of talk, but Doshin is definitely one of the top Zenyatas in this league.
Definitely a good player. It was interesting that where the Justice are hanging out, it's kind of to prevent that ham and slam. Ham and slam will knock you up in the air, and then you want your damage dealers to finish them off, but they're sitting in that tiny little alcove there, not knocked up in the sky, not jumped into sightline. So they go for it again. Now some disruption comes from Gesture.
Yeah, well played on Gesture's part. Manages to pick them out. Put them out in the open. Nice stun there onto Prophet. He does manage to recall out right into the waiting arms of Corey. Corey's going to be in a bit of a tough spot, though, and Fury will be the one to find the kill. Both the Tracer and the Sombra, that is key when you're running this duo together. They need to work together to pick off these squishies. That's exactly what we saw here. So London right now still trying to take the fight to him. 50% down the point for Washington Justice, though. It's on London now to try and figure it out.
London was a little bit split up, and Washington did a good job of identifying that. There was a trio of people to the right-hand side. They brought everybody over there, started eliminating threats. Now they're pushing them all the way back. It's been the Justice all the way in this first stage here on Busan, 70% and counting. London hasn't done a whole lot. There actually haven't been a whole lot of kills on either side. Only 4 deaths.
For a change of strategy here, we will get the Reaper in play. I mean, this was going into it, Hex. You know, a little bit of talk here, how this is a must-win for London. It's just, you know, Washington did not look so hot kicking off their first match in the league. If London go down to them, that's going to be huge. But we're at the beginning of this series, so London, plenty of time for them to catch up. A lot of changes in the heroes, though, which means that they aren't going to have many ults to work with. Janus going to find 2 kills to kick things off. Birdring and Nuss dead already. So what do they actually have to work with here, London? They do manage to come in, find the kills, 4 kills right there based off the EMP thrown in by Fury. And London in position to take advantage of it, but it's at 99% for Washington.
Well, Janus was on a different roster last year along with the coach for this Washington Justice team. And when they had to play London as part of the NYXL, they actually had a very good record against them. I believe they were about 500, 6-7, I think was their overall score against them. So Janus and Wizard, the coach, do know London as well, so they should be familiar here. Janus has a Shatter ready to go.
And this is going to be the big high-impact ultimate. Doshin is holding on to his trance, though, so it's a question of where Doshin is going to be positioned. He's out of the angle right now. Janus wants to get on top of him, but it's not looking like it's going to happen. Rally used here by Otto to ferry them forward, and Prophet gets overwhelmed immediately. Great focus fire coming out here from Washington. That's a lot of passive healing and control that gets thrown out the window here for Spitfire.
Just going to slow walk onto the point, have Shatter ready to go at 99%. They're going to flip it over. Desperation time for London to get back on the point and touch. They've got the heroes to do it.
London looking so shaky right now. Trance going to get thrown in here by Doshin. Not going to be used to cancel out anything. The sound barrier thrown in by Fazix as well. So right now, Washington, a tough nut to crack, and Fazix is going to find the kill on Birdring somehow. We will lose Gesture as well, and this is looking great for the Justice. Set to take it, although Prophet will be able to touch, delaying it just a little bit further, but that will be it, and the Justice taking the first point. Ladies and gentlemen, from the short break, and we're going to get back into it here. London looking a little sluggish, a little uncoordinated going into this. Not really sure what they want to stick to. I think we saw Prophet change heroes 4 times on that first point. That's not allowing you to get up to ult. That's not allowing you to have those high impact abilities. And so right now, London just looking a little lost as to how to deal with Washington or throwing at them. Washington going back to the core of the current meta. It's going to be that 3-3.
Well, London is running the composition a lot of teams are running on this stage. That 6 heroes up top has been what a lot of teams prefer. And right there, you see Bedoshin get a nice opening kill onto Guido there. And they should be able to take point on this. What was so interesting about how London played last time, they didn't even touch the point or contest early on. It just seemed like a bad sign. And I know they're trying to set up a plan and positioning, but Washington seemed like they were ready for that plan, ready for that positioning.
Right now, Justice, clearly the name of the game for them is sticking together and forming that death ball. It's just going to roll in. Waiting to get back together with Guido. Guido is back into it now, and so we have all 6 alive for Washington. They're going to start trying to work their way down to the point.
Looks like a slow push here. You don't want to peek out and give sight lines to the Widowmaker. 1 click and you can lose a support hero rather easily. That's why you see Guido just right in the back pocket of his Reinhardt.
Doesn't want to be moving. Now he's found a wall to hide behind. Of course, the wall disappears. He will survive just a little while longer, though. No worries there. Gesture with a little nudge. And we do get Sam getting D-mech'd here, so we no longer have the Big Mech Diva in play. Birdring doing great work right now, finding that damage, gets the body shot. That's not going to be enough to find the kill, however. And from on high here, plenty of angles for him to work with.
Especially when you're able to get the Diva out of mech. Now, who's ever going to be able to contest Birdring? You need mobile tanks generally to be able to get up there in this kind of composition. And without a Diva, he's going to be able to get around and zip to whatever angle he wants.
Yeah, not the easiest position. Eventually, however, no, under pressure, and yes, Corey will find the kill on Birdring, but he loses half of his team in the process. Washington Justice getting pummeled here on the second point. Looking very good for him now, and they have a couple of ults coming online as well. We'll have the boost from Doshin, as well as the pulse bomb from Prophet. Looking to see if Prophet, he's shaking the rust off, gets to play Tracer again. Magical things happen, Hex.
One of the things we talk about in 3 tank, 3 support is how it does end up being snowball-y. So when they start getting these ultimates online, they're better ultimates generally than DPS ultimates are. Graviton and Earthshatter are simply better than Pulse Bomb.
Get into it, Pulse in, not going to find a target though. We have the sound barrier thrown in here. Washington Justice now looking to lock this down. 93% and counting for the London Spitfire, and Washington will succeed in flipping the point off the back of a couple of kills. And so Washington now the ones with the advantage, or at least the edge, and they did a decent job of holding on to ults. They'll have Shatter soon as well as Trance, and Sam isn't too far away from his self-destruct either, so they will have tools here to make use of.
A nice finish, a late kill on a Badoshin means it's going to be even longer before the Spitfire at full fighting force. Some pressure on the point, but it's not going to matter. Diva gets back there. And I think Corey, we mentioned, was a bright spot for us. Hold on, huge EMP goes off.
What fantastic D-Matrix, though, coming through. Guido going to survive just a while longer thanks to his Diva's defense. And that's going to slow things down just a little bit here for London Spitfire. Good heals going out onto Sam. He's going to throw in the self-destruct as well right on the point. Will clear it out, but Birdring does manage to kill off the baby Diva. So no Diva in play now for Washington Justice. Yanis decides to throw his Earthshatter in, though.
It's a great shot. Such a small window when the Diva self-destructs where she's vulnerable before she can call down a new mech. And Birdring starting to become the Birdring we knew last season.
There we go. On the Widow. This is what we expect to see from him, hitting shot after shot. And now they're going to find it difficult here, Washington Justice, to get outside onto the point. Yanis had to go for the Hammond, rolls his way back into the fight that much quicker, and now it's all about just contesting. 99% for London Spitfire. All they have to do is hold. Washington Justice need to touch the point. They're not going to do it in time.
Yeah, because they looked just not like London. If you had different skins on or different uniforms on during that first stage, you would not have ever guessed that was the London Spitfire. Just very passive, not coordinating well. But now we're going to see how this final stage of Busan goes to see who takes the first map.
Just a lone hamster and a big tank. That's what's going on here for London. They're still focusing on the DPS, on the damage dealers. I like it. Washington Justice sticking to their guns. Corey is back on the Widow.
Well, they've got great scouting information. The Sombra is behind the entirety of the Washington Justice right now. Washington going to step outside the point. That's exactly what they were waiting for. Birdring finds his opportunity, takes down his opposing number.
And there's the contest coming through at the last possible instant, delaying things further here for Washington Justice. Birdring, nobody there to challenge him, and so he gets to take shot after shot. There's the headshot. Will get the D-Mech on Samsung. So now Birdring really just moving forward, looking for some of that close quarters combat. Not quite going to find that shot, though, and it's looking like the Washington Justice will be the first ones to pick up the point. And with the support there and Janice to hide behind, they're looking good.
Able to knock him off of the point there. First control, counting up now percentage-wise. Fury's behind them again. Again, this is scouting information. Birdring's always going to know where Corey is because they're going to have the Sombra to scout it. On the other side, there's a Brigida, so you have less info.
Solid start so far. London looking to find an opening. Not quite managing, however. Corey hanging around and back is going to get pressured here by Gesture. Has to back off or at least get some support from his teammates, and Fazix will be Johnny on the spot there, watching out for his snipers back.
EMP is ready. I think they're going to try to set up the next fight based on this. You can EMP and Pulse Bomb, try to get a chunk of damage in. Now they're all grouped up. EMP comes off, grabs a bunch.
Ooh, beautiful. No D-Matrix there. No dodge on Samsung's part, so he's not going to be able to keep his team alive. And just like that, 2 big kills, 3 big kills coming through for the London Spitfire, and the Washington Justice now falling apart one after another. Do have Addo rather, trying to put up a fight. Nearly gets the rally. He has that online for the next one. So Washington right now should be feeling fairly comfortable.
Birdring is just such a marvelous talent. He's hitting 50% of his scoped shots, 20% critical hit accuracy. 1 out of 5 shots is a headshot that puts so much damage on the other side. And I love his target selection. He's taking out the only things that can ever pressure him. First it was the Diva, and now you've got him taking out his opposing Widow.
Nice play with the mines right over the top. Gesture finding the first kill to kick things off. Looking for the follow-up as well. He got nanoed into that, it looks like, as well. Doshan able to get that off in time. We do have Guido trading it back, however, and Washington, despite it all, not throwing in the ult. So now they're the ones who have a significant advantage going into the next fight, and London Spitfire haven't even tied it up on percentage yet.
I want to keep an eye on the main tank, Giannis, see if he can get one of those shatters. We do see switches from the other side. London going into a tank-heavier composition. They're going to give up control until they get the pieces in place that they want. But now with the late switches, you're always going to be behind on ultimate advantage.
They gave it up without forcing anything out of Washington. Now Washington still have all these ults online. There's going to be the angle. Janus getting in behind, looking for it, but the sound barrier comes out in time from Fazix. Will deny it. Guido gets immediately picked off by Prophet, though, and the kills coming through now for London. Despite it all, Washington just getting overwhelmed.
They made the right choice to switch up their composition. It seems they're still allowing Fury to run wild on this Sombra. Very nice plays from him. And now Washington used a couple of their ultimate abilities. They're going to have support ultimates, though, and at 80% generally on control, we think about that as one more fight. But London wants to hold close, maybe use some ultimates early, and then delay the capture if they lose and be able to come back. So they're trying to force something out by holding that far forward.
Straight onto the point, though. Washington getting boosted in. Self-destruct over the wall. Gonna find a target. Yep, Nuss can't get out of harm's way. Fazix is there. Fazix gets the kill on Reinhardt. Turns out, you know, sizes and everything. Just moves on in. Birdring gonna get focused down. No more energy for him. And right now, Washington Justice have got control of the point. 10% away from a big win to kick off this series.
Yeah, Sansam is just looking for the Sombra in the back line. He knows that's the only way they'd be able to touch. But they're off of the Sombra anyway, have been. And now, last fight incoming. Last chance for London to take this opening map.
Nice touch by Fury. Nick of time makes it. And now they're going to go ahead straight in, streaming in one after another. Great focus fire coming through here, applying maximum pressure to Gesture. He will be able to back off in time, however. The rally thrown in by Prophet. Guido's going to cancel that out with a trance of his own, trying to buy time for his teammates to get those support ultimates online. And now it's just a standoff. Who's going to crack first?
That's Birdring's time to shine. He's going to get that grab on several words of follow-up there. It is not quite there. This is reminiscent of how London lost fights earlier. Just no follow-up on their big ultimates. Fury's going to actually toss it in and eats... Actually, Fury eats Corey's grab. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's big. Grab gets eaten for the Justice, so no big follow-up there. But Genesis still got his trance. But he's got the Shatter as well. Throws that out. Doesn't find a target. Doshan already had the trance going, so he doesn't care. He's keeping everybody topped up. Self-destruct thrown over the top, and it could find one. No, the shield is up for Janus. And this is just still the standoff between both of these teams, but London with that sound barrier looking to end this fight.
Got
Shatter.
such sustain. There's no one is dying anywhere on this. Birdring's got another grab, the second into the fight. Gonna catch several again. Follow-up still not quite there. Transcendence able to keep him alive. And now finally someone dies, and it happens to be Prophet.
Ooh, the big wipeout. Washington, they held it for...